Hey, how you guys doing? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. This is my first time. I just want to. I can see a lot of people here from Viva Las Vegas. Uh, so I appreciate you guys for coming. Let me know if you guys can hear. Yes, no. Gotta turn the volume up. Okay, turn your volume up real quick. All right, can you hear me? Can you hear? Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Thanks, Greg. Andrea, thank you. And FD Food Fairy. All right. All right. Okay, you can't hear anything that I just said, but you can hear. Audio is good. Yeah, okay. Great. Thank you guys so much for being here. Eric Podvin, holy cow. We're going to talk about you. Sweet. And Viva Las Vegas. Ben Bateman. We just finished a show with him. Check out his channel at Viva Las Vegas. They do a lot of lawyer jokes and they have a lot of fun and talk about a lot of lawyer things. But it's a good show. Ben Bateman, really good host. So we have more. Okay.
They want to turn on the lights.
What's that?
Is that want to turn on the lights?
Oh, yes, I can do that.
I don't think on this one.
No, I can't do that. I'm just gonna take it to a different room then. Use your phone. We'll take it to a better room with better lights. No background. Is that better? All right. So if you guys are ready to get started, let's just get a thumbs up and we'll start talking. All right, thanks. Arto. All right. So I am Derek Clark with Bodysights, and basically what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about some basic body language, things to look out for. For speed reading people, it's a complicated process, but in the end, there are ways to simplify it to make it really easy for you to categorize things into different areas so that you can react better. So with Bodysights, what the major focus is protection, self-protection, protection of yourself, and identifying the things that the threats in other people, so that you can remain in a good position. So we're going to get started with this. I'm going to tell you a story. I see that Eric Potvin is on here, and as a battle buddy. Excuse me. And so it was, to give you some context. I've known Eric for a long time now, and so it was about 20 years ago this month that I was alerted that I was going to go to Iraq for what became the invasion into Iraq. Once I was in Kuwait, then I was teamed up with Eric Potvin, and we became the Eric and Derek Show. Basically, because I would do Michael Jackson and Keanu Reeves impersonations, and he would say hilarious things that dealt with how lame our situation was all of the time. Excuse me. But we were teamed up together as counterintelligence agents. And so what we did in Iraq was basically go around the country and we would build relationships of trust with people, and we would gather information about we would gather intelligence. Basically, we were running a informant network, but from the perspective of Iraqis to U.S. forces. And so there's a lot of trust that we had to build there. But before we got into that, we were in Kuwait, and there was a guy that a Marine that came up to us. He was a dog handler, and he came over and now you got to understand, if there's any Marines on here, former Marines, they're a special case. They're a special type of person. This guy came over and he was like, hey, Army guys, and I want to show you something. And he took his hand and he put it down in front of the dog's face, and then he just stared at us, and then he said, "Go." And the dog growled and just clamped down on his hand. And he was stoic. He just kept looking at us. He was like, "Yeah, what's up?" This, Army boys, this is what commitment looks like. And I was like, all right. And then hopefully I won't offend anyone here, but then he punched the dog and the dog let go. And then he looked at us again and said, "All right, which one of you Army boys wants to show me some commitment?" Now, some of you who I've talked to before, or you've seen me or seen some of my videos, you'll notice that I'm missing a finger here. That's because a German Shepherd bit off my finger, and so I was having no part of this. But Eric, my counterpart, he said he's like, "Well, I'll do it." And I was like, "No, man, that you don't understand what you're doing." He's like, "No, I got this." And then he looks at the Marine and he says, "Yeah, I'll totally do it. But here's the thing. When you want me to stop biting your hand, just tell me and I'll let go." Huh? Huh? All right. I told that story for a reason. It is not entirely true. And Eric, are you here? Are you still here? Have you left yet? You remember you remember the intensity of his stare. Okay, Eric, I need you right now to just honestly tell me how much of that story. Give me a percentage. How much of that is actually true? Because what I need to know, like basically we're going to talk about trust, and we're going to talk about body language, and we're going to talk about like helping you to get trust with some people. Um, and so I want 75% in total. I think the one part was that isn't true, and that is was the fact that there was the Marine and the dog bit his hand. But Eric and I were part of the Eric and Derek show. A dog did bite off my hand. We did meet up in Kuwait. So all of those other things were true. I think it was the Marine that and his dog that was not. But here's what I want to talk about with that story, because as we get into body language and reading body language, it's kind of complicated, or it can be complicated, because many signals can mean many things, and it's really hard to know exactly what it is that people are trying to say. A way that you can approach it is combining all three characters in the story. So first you got this Marine, and he relied completely on his strengths. And that's what I want you to think about, and just in the back of your head as we go through and talk about some speed reading techniques, is that just rely on your strengths, your personal strengths. Because not me, I'm outgoing, and I'm the kind of person that I'll just join a group, and then I'll trial and error it from there, and I'll adjust. But if you're more introverted, then that's gonna emotionally drain you. That is not your strength, so don't do things the same way that I do it. I'll give you some keys and some help, but whatever you do, you, you be you. Use your strengths. Second, in my case, the character where I was in the story, I used my past experiences. Now, a dog actually did bite off my finger, and sometimes that event shaped decisions that I make. And so you may see things in a conversation where you felt uncomfortable, or where you felt that someone is angry or upset, and and it's not my experience, it's your experience. And so you understand the context, and you understand the things that you saw, the movements that you see. So use those. Use those experiences. Now the third thing, this is, and Eric, this his character, this is actually how Eric is in real life, where he's always thinking of a different way to look at a problem set. And so it's easy to do that, or it makes body language and recognition a little bit easier when you aren't pigeonholing yourself to one thing. For example, a lot of times people will say that, oh, look, he's crossing his arms. He must be closed off. He must be defensive. And that is a possibility. But there are other reasons. So think about Eric in this case, where you're thinking about different approaches, different reasons, different answers to the problem set. Could they be cold? And they're warming themselves up. A lot of times people will say, "But why cross my arms whenever I'm relaxed?" And that's a huge thing, because this is a soothing move. This is a self hug move, and so you can do that. Sometimes people will even put their hands kind of like this, usually when they're pregnant, to protect the womb. Now, before any rumors get started, I want you guys to know that I am not. But there are things that people do that doesn't necessarily mean closed off. You have to think about your context, and you have to think about multiple reasons why someone could be doing what they do. Oh, okay, got it. Ben says that you can't see my arms, and so I'll try to back up a little bit, because um, I, I'm a hand speaker. I move around a lot. So as I talk, then I want to be able to show you. We talk about body language. We talk about gaining confidence and trust. And for me, using the hands is a way to do that. So one of the things that I want you to be able to do now is that once we combine all of these things together, now we're going to use that, keep it in the back of your head. But now, well, the thing that I want you to bring to the forefront, to the conscious part of your mind, is how to recognize when you need to address something, when there's body language that should be of concern to you. You see, if you think of it more like body language in a binary way, so you're thinking that you are either comfortable or you're uncomfortable, in varying degrees. And if someone is comfortable, or they make you feel comfortable, then your limbic system doesn't see a threat. There's no threat there. There's nothing that they have to defend from. So it helps them to feel a little bit more comfortable. And you shouldn't have to worry if you don't see anything that is uncomfortable in the other person, or anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. As long as you don't see that, then you have comfort. So think about ones and zeros here. Just think. Are they comfortable or uncomfortable? 1, 0. So if they're comfortable, no worries, continue with your conversation. If they are uncomfortable, then the body is feeling stress in some way. And the body then protects itself. It uses movements to show that discomfort, because the stress in the body has to go somewhere. So I have this a little further away. I can see there's some comments. I can't read them. I have Alex letting me know if you guys have a specific question, then and then we'll cover that. Um, but essentially, once you notice that there's discomfort, then I want you to take heed of that discomfort. Anytime you see it, take heed of it. And by heed, I mean an acronym, as in uh, hide. So they're doing something with their body to hide, or escape and evade, or to defend themselves. So, and again, make it binary. I notice that they're uncomfortable. Bam. All right. Now, do I notice that what they're doing is hiding something? Yes or no? Do I notice that what they're doing is escaping in some way? Yes or no? Okay, we had Kayla.
Jimmy.
Okay, Chess, if I'm reading people even when I don't mean to, and here's the thing, that's a really good question that goes into exactly what we're talking about, which is which is usually like if I see the comfort, if I'm registering that zero, uh, like everything is comfortable, everything is fine, then I don't really read too much into the body language. It's when I start seeing an indicator of discomfort, that's when I become switched on and I start looking for reasons why, or I start thinking about the context of the conversation, or or what's happening in the environment that's causing that body language to happen. That's causing those what I call heed indicators. And so as we look for these heed indicators, once we see them, I see, do I see heed? Do I see hide? Yes or no? Do I see escape? Yes or no? Do I see defend? Yes or no? Now, so like like a hide example is where they do something with their body to hide something. It could be they could be hiding their neck. They could be hiding their hands. You may notice a lot of times where police are usually they'll say things like, hey, let me see your hands, because a hidden hand means a potential hidden weapon. So when someone is hiding something, when someone is off in the corner, not moving much, like a predator, or like an animal that is now alarmed. Like I had a friend, we were at our last military camping activity. We were walking around the mountains, and all of a sudden he was walking, and he hears the rattle of a rattlesnake. And basically, like as he told us the story later, he's like, I just stopped, immediately stopped, like mid step, and then he backed up slowly. It's a natural reaction that the limbic system does, because the not moving is an attempt to hide. Okay, the when people don't like information that they're hearing, then a lot of times they may try to escape it. They may push point their feet towards the door, or uh, they may uh, they may do something that they may look at their watch. I have to be somewhere else. I don't something. I'm not comfortable about something, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like what you just said. It could mean they really do have to go somewhere. So they're looking at their watch because they have to go somewhere. Um, when you see these heat indicators, it's your chance to address an issue. Okay, when you see a defense, someone may feel upset. They have to protect themselves in some way. What we're going to do right now is now I'm going to look at at some of the comments. I want to give you guys a test, even before we've actually shown you lots of examples. I want to show you that it's actually probably a little bit easier than you think. And so what I want you to do, I'll show you. I'll give you a scenario, and I'll show you a body language indicator. And first of all, I want you to assess: is there comfort or is there discomfort? And if there's comfort, if you see comfort, then just go ahead and put comfort in the comment section. And if you see discomfort, then think about: do I see hide? Do I see escape or evade? Or do I see someone defending themselves? Okay, so there's four answers, four potential answers. If they're comfortable, write down comfortable. If they're uncomfortable, put hide, escape, or defend. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Here's the first one. Are you guys ready? Let me see a couple thumbs up for ready. Huh? Are you? No. Okay, Greg's ready. Okay, all right, great. Okay, so here we go. First scenario. Let's say that you are selling a car, you're selling real estate, and you're selling something, and you make the initial offer, and then this is the movement that you see. So what do you guys think? Was it comfort? Was it hide? Was it escape? Was it defend? What? Oh, wait, did like that? Is it better? Let me see. Hang on.
You wanted to see the knees, right?
Nope, just right here. This is the information that you see. Ready? Okay, you make the offer. Here, it's $250,000. What do you see? To move back. All right, so Ben, that's great. Move back. What does that mean? What heat indicator are we putting that in? A moving back, or is it a comfort? Slight escape. Yeah, good, Eric. Eric, that was awesome. Escape. Not impressed. Yeah, not impressed with. There's disagreement. Paul says the not impressed with the price point. There's disagreement. That is a movement. When you see people moving back just slightly, they're getting away from what was just said. So you know that you have a little bit of work to do, or you know that's an issue that you're going to want to cover in the future. Okay. Second one. Ready? So you are a female, we'll say, and you've been talking with this guy at work recently, and all of a sudden, you walk into the room and then you get eye contact. This is what you see. What indicators are we looking at there? He's into you. All right, yeah. So Kayla, that like I have a headache. Yeah, he likes me. Okay. That's a little bit subtle for Ben. So yeah, but you guys were talking about how he's into her. But what are we looking at? Is that comfort? Is that discomfort? Is it if it's uncomfortable? Are we looking at heed, indicators of hide, escape, or defend? The eyebrows. So someone missed it entirely, but I'm seeing some comfort. There's no heat indicator there. You're right. Someone said they missed it. I'll show you again. Guy walks in the room, you make eye contact, and this is what you see. Okay, is the eyebrow flash. Usually eyebrows. When you'll see comfort signals are when people elevate. They go up a little higher. Eyebrows might go up. Someone scores a touchdown. Your hands go up. When you're excited, maybe you stand up on the tips of your feet. Those are Joe Navarro, former FBI agent, loves to call those gravity defying behaviors. So you're so excited, it's like you're up on air. Okay, so those are indicators of comfort, and those are displays that you show when you're comfortable. Okay, very good. So the next one that we're going to do is, let me see. Okay, so if you have kids and you ask one of your kids, did you stick your fingers in the frosting of this cake? And then what you see is this. Okay, first assess, am I comfortable or am I uncomfortable? And if you've determined uncomfortable, is it escape? Is it defend? or is it hide? What do you got? Guilty. Very uncomfortable. And hide. So there's a hide there. There's another hide. So guilty, hide, hide. So we're seeing a lot of hide, and I can definitely see where I'm hiding my torso right here. And I can there's definitely argument for it, and like so much where I would say, yeah, it could be hide. I like to call this one more defend, because the area between like the eyes, the triangle between the eyes to the genitals is the area where all of our vital organs are, and that's something that we want to protect. So like a shield, like a breastplate, a barrier is often used as a protector. And so often when you're talking with your kids or other people and they use barriers, such as like they take their coffee cup and they put it right in between you, that's a barrier that they're putting. If they a lot of times you may see people reach across and adjust their watch just to adjust it. It's a chance for them to create a barrier, kind of like the arms crossed. Those can be barriers. And when you see barriers, I like to label them as defend, but I do see that like the value of putting it at hide, where you're hiding those vital parts. Either way, whether it's hide or whether it's defend, you notice that something is wrong, and you notice that there's something that isn't quite working out right. Okay. Last one that we want to do: if you're a lawyer, you're a police officer, and you mention the a Bowie knife, which was the actual knife in the crime, and you're talking to the suspect. You're talking to the suspect where you mentioned Bowie knife, and then you see this. So, comfortable or uncomfortable? And if it's uncomfortable, is it hide? Is it escape? Or is it defend? So uncomfy. Uncomfortable, uncomfortable. Okay. So yeah, we're seeing comfort. So defend. We're seeing defend, escape. I think it may have leaned back a little bit, but hiding the face. Good job, Eric, battle buddy. I would label this more hide, and I'll tell you why. I can see where like defend or escape. I would call this more of a hide maneuver when you cover the mouth, because I'm preventing myself from saying the things that I'm thinking. I don't. I want to hide the thoughts that are in my head with a move like that. You'll see a similar move with pursed lips. I don't want to tell you what I'm thinking. I want to keep that inside. I want to hide my thoughts. I want to hide the answer. I want to hide the fact that a Bowie knife is like that's something that's very very close to me, because I did use it. Okay. Now, when you see this, it doesn't necessarily mean that a person is guilty. What it does mean is that you have an opportunity to exploit the fact that someone feels uncomfortable about that Bowie knife. Okay. Um, um, okay. So Kayla, you're talking about it. You know, if you ever get a question, you're going to be a statue. Unfortunately, let me show you what a statue looks like, and you tell me if you tell me if I look comfortable or uncomfortable, and if it's hide, escape, or defend. Ready? So, no, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong. The Everybody moves when they talk, even if it's slight movements. So the fact that you're not moving also says something. It can tell people that that you are just like that deer in the headlights, just like that deer in the headlights, then you stop moving because you want to assess the threat. Or if I don't move, then I'm like an ostrich and I stick my head in the ground and nobody can see me. So if I don't move, then nobody notices me and they don't notice that I did anything wrong. Um, and which so a lot of times you'll see this with people. They don't want to give anything away, so they don't do anything at all, which is also very unnatural. It's uncomfortable. Try sitting still in any conversation that you have with your friends. Just don't move and realize how uncomfortable it is to just sit still. But people do it when they already feel the stress and they're afraid of showing uh, more like signals with their body. Okay, so right now, what I want to do is just open it up for some questions and let me know if there's things that we talked about that isn't clear, or if there's something that you would like to know a little bit more about. I'm gonna come a little bit closer so I can see the comments. Yes, earlier we were talking about how the lawyers really want their clients to wait for the lawyer when they get the Miranda rights and they say you have the right to remain silent. We had this conversation earlier today that you should remain silent. Um, the thing is that, and this is where I like as from an investigative perspective, I'm as an investigator, I would want you to just talk to me without a lawyer. But as you, you may want uh, to to have that lawyer present, because when you're uncomfortable, when there's stress, even if you're innocent, just the fact that the police are hauling you in and there's a chance that they may pin something on you, or they may have some evidence against you that it might be unfounded, but that whole process is a stressful process, and so you're going to be a little stressed anyway. Whenever you're stressed, anytime that you're stressed, your body will show those uncomfort signals. That they will show heat techniques. So you need to take heed of your own body posture. Notice body posture in others. When you are demonstrating lots of discomfort, when you're demonstrating lots of discomfort in your body, then it may make other people feel uncomfortable. It may make them feel like like you are a threat to them. In fact, today, I I, uh, I saw this today. I was at the gym. Some guy was running on the treadmill right in front of me. Another guy came over and he looks at the panel and he grabs the phone that was on the panel and he like looks at it. And then he gives the guy the stare. He was very aggressive. His eyebrows came together and he kind of gave him one of those. So like half lip coming up is generally an indicator of contempt. It's like, buddy, you like his body language said, you just took my phone. What are you doing? He starts walking away with the phone, and then the guy that was running on the treadmill chases him down. He like puffs out his chest and he grabs the phone and they're about to fight. They both peacock and they get big and and they got anger in their face. What happened was uh, the first guy that took the phone realized that his phone was on another treadmill and it looked exactly the same. It was the same phone. Once they realized that, uh, but the problem was both of them at that point were about to fight because they had aggressive body posture, both of them. As soon as they realized that there was a mistake, then one person calmed down, he smiled, he opened up his palms and he was like, hey, hey, there's no issue here. And open palms is I don't have a weapon here. I'm not a threat. As soon as the second person realized that he wasn't a threat, then they both calmed down. The reason why we puff up like that or why we get aggressive like that, it's because we see uncomfortable behaviors in other people that make us think that they could potentially be a threat. All right. Questions? Any other questions? Oh, Eric, so cultural differences. Oh, cultural differences definitely feed into the stressors and comfort. And Eastern culture, you will see them look down a lot more. They when there's a person of higher status, they won't look them in the eye. In here in the Western culture, then it's important to look at people in the eye. And so, uh, also while we were in Iraq, they like to stand really close together, and so there it was easy for us, and many times we felt like there was an invasion of our space. Excellent question about culture. Um, okay, so here's what we're going to do right now. If there are other questions, um, uh, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I am going to right now. I'm just going to post some some things in the well before. Yeah, I'm going to post some information on how I can be reached. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, just go ahead. Just go. I'll put that in here as well. Let me see if I can. There it is. Okay. So there's my email at dclark@bodysights.com. There is the actual website bodysights.com, and then just connect with me at LinkedIn. If you would like, today we did just like some basic training, just some basic understanding of body language. If you like something that's more profound, more in depth, tailor made to your organization, whether it's law enforcement or sales, and you want to understand the body language that you see, or recruiting with human resources, or just like if you want to make sure you're hiring the right people. If you would like something tailor made to your organization, please reach out to me. Let me know. We can provide something like that for you. And then next week, so far we're going to do it. I'm going to do it on Thursday. We'll see what kind of feedback we get. But next Thursday, we're going to talk about comfort signals. Today we talked about uncomfortable. We're going to talk about how to look more confident, how to present yourself with more poise, how to gain trust with other people based on the comfort signals that you send to other people. So thank you guys for coming today. Thank you guys for showing up. Please let your friends know if this is something that they need. Especially next week where we're talking about building confidence and building self confidence, building trust, and with your body language. So please let me know. If you have any questions, also tell your friends. And otherwise, we'll see you back here on Thursday, same time next Thursday. All right. Any other comments before we go? Okay. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Okay. Appreciate it. You guys take care. Peace.
I had to switch to